Hello there, bird enthusiasts. Welcome to another exciting episode where we dive into the fascinating and sometimes bizarre world of our feathered friends. Today, we're discussing a group of birds with a rather notorious reputation, Mafia birds. These aren't your average backyard visitors. No, these birds have a flair for the dramatic and a penchant for causing trouble. Now, before you start picturing tiny fedoras and miniature Tommy guns, let me assure you it's not quite like that. But the antics of these birds are no less entertaining or intriguing. But these birds are up to no good, I tell you. They engage in all sorts of mischievous behavior, from stealing food to bullying other birds. It's like a scene straight out of a bird-themed crime drama. They're the bullies of the bird world, the feathered gangsters ruling the skies with their own brand of avian anarchy. These birds have a hierarchy and they know how to enforce it. These birds are masters of intimidation, extortion and grand larceny, all conducted with a wing and a prayer and a healthy dose of birdseed bribery. They have perfected the art of the shakedown, often targeting smaller, more vulnerable birds. So buckle up, dear viewers, as we delve into the hilarious and slightly terrifying world of mafia birds. We'll explore their tactics, their social structures, and the impact they have on their avian communities. You'll never look at a robin the same way again. These seemingly innocent birds might just be hiding a secret life of crime. Stay tuned as we uncover the truth behind these feathered felons. Mafia birds are notorious for their insatiable appetites. These feathered fiends have a reputation that precedes them, and not in a good way. They are the gluttons of the bird world, always on the lookout for their next meal. Their blatant disregard for the culinary rules of the avian world is astonishing. While other birds might wait their turn or share the bounty, mafia birds have no such manners. They push, shove, and bully their way to the front of the line. They're the first to swoop down on a freshly filled bird feeder, gobbling up everything in sight. It's a feeding frenzy, a chaotic scene of flapping wings and pecking beaks. No seed is safe from their ravenous hunger, and when they're done, they leave nothing but crumbs for the more polite feathered friends. It's a sad sight to see the more timid birds approach the feeder, only to find it nearly empty. And don't even get me started on their nest raiding habits. These birds are not content with just stealing food. They also have a penchant for taking over nests that don't belong to them. These avian mobsters think nothing of muscling in on other birds' nests, evicting the rightful tenants. It's a hostile takeover, a ruthless eviction that leaves the original nest owners homeless and distraught. They claim the prime real estate as their own, setting up shop in the best locations. It's a cutthroat world out there, and these birds play by their own rules. It's enough to make a cuckoo blush. Even the most notorious nest parasites would be impressed by the audacity of these mafia birds. These birds are the embodiment of finders, keepers, losers, weepers. They take what they want when they want it, with no regard for the consequences. They're the reason your grandma keeps her bird feeder under lock and key. It's a necessary precaution to keep these feathered felons at bay. So next time you see a bird feeder, remember the mafia birds and their greedy, nest-robbing ways. The impact of mafia birds on other species can be, shall we say, less than harmonious. Imagine a poor, unsuspecting songbird diligently collecting twigs for its nest. Suddenly, a shadow falls over it. It's a mafia bird, and it wants that twig. The songbird, outmatched and outgunned, or rather outbeaked, has no choice but to relinquish its hard-earned building material. It's like a scene straight out of Goodfeathers, only with less singing and more squawking. The poor songbirds are left to rebuild their nests, while the mafia birds lounge on their ill-gotten gains, sipping on fermented berries and planning their next feathered heist. The impact of mafia birds on other species can be, shall we say, less than harmonious. Imagine a poor, unsuspecting songbird diligently collecting twigs for its nest. Suddenly, a shadow falls over it. It's a mafia bird, and it wants that twig. The songbird, outmatched and outgunned, or rather outbeaked, has no choice but to relinquish its hard-earned building material. It's like a scene straight out of Goodfeathers, only with less singing and more squawking. The poor songbirds are left to rebuild their nests, while the mafia birds lounge on their ill-gotten gains, sipping on fermented berries and planning their next feathered heist. Like Share, subscribe, enjoying our feathery foray into the world of mafia birds. Don't forget to show your support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends and subscribing to our channel for more fascinating and hilarious insights into the animal kingdom. Corrupting the crows. And it's not just the smaller birds that suffer. Even the usually stoic crows fall victim to the mafia birds' persuasive charms. One minute they're minding their own business, the next they're exchanging stolen bread crusts for protection money. It's a slippery slope from respectable corvid to feather-clad enforcer. But hey, who can resist the allure of a good bagel bribe? It's enough to turn any bird into a mobster. Avian anarchy in action. Watching mafia birds in action is like witnessing a tiny feathered coup d'etat. They operate with a chaotic energy, a whirlwind of feathers and fury as they assert their dominance over the avian community. They're the unruly toddlers of the bird world, throwing tantrums and demanding snacks, except their tantrums involve beat bopping and wing slapping, and their snacks are often pilfered from unsuspecting picnickers. Fly away, little bird, fly away. So there you have it, a glimpse into the hilarious and slightly terrifying world of mafia birds. They may be small, but they prove that even in the avian world, it's survival of the fittest, or at least the most cunning and devious. Next time you're at the park, keep an eye out for these feathered gangsters. And if you see a bird wearing a tiny fedora, well, you've been warned.